Hello, welcome to the Christmas episode of the Wind and the Willows reviews. Well, last week was a little bit Christmassy, wasn't it, as well? But this week it is Tunnels and Tremors. You could arguably say that Yuletide Entertainment was a little bit more Christmassy. But this one feels right. It's the title doesn't suggest that it's Christmassy, but it is. It's got a lovely Christmassy feel, and it's set at this time of year. So let's get into it. But yes, notice I've got a Christmas jumper on. I am a Ghostbusters fan as well, as you can probably guess. So yes, let's get into the festive spirit with Tunnels and Tremors. So let's press play now. There we go. So like I say, the reason I'm putting this one here is it is actually set this time of year. There's a soiree, I suppose you could say, or gathering at Toad Hall, yeah, we open with a scene with Mole, and he's got a little invitation, and the date on it is the 21st of December, which of course was yesterday, wasn't it? I remember seeing this one on Channel 5 back in the late 90s. So that's the first time I'd seen it, and to my knowledge, I don't think it was ever released on video until we had the DVD releases. If anyone can correct me, let me know, but I've never seen, I'm not aware of any VHS release of this one on. Probably because it's not up there as a classic. I wouldn't call this one a classic episode. But it's good. It's a bit of an odd one because the title doesn't really it only kind of covers half the episode. A bit like 40 Towers, when you've got the Germans episode, as everyone knows it, but half of it is devoted to a fire drill, and it's otherwise known as Fire Drill. So it reminds me of this, where Tunnels and Tremors alludes to what the characters think is an earthquake, but the other half is actually Toad doing a magic show, which is arguably the better half. But here we go. We start with Mole End here, and you can see that invitation there. Just about make out 21st of December. And Mole is rehearsing for a little rendition of The Night Before Christmas. Set it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's got a nice opening. I mean, this is feeling Christmassy. Already we've got to mention a Christmas, of course. But then we go into this really unusual sudden shaking of Mole End, which we've never seen the likes of before. Not quite sure of some of the animation there. But some of the shuddering looks a bit weird, to say the least. Now, this is an effect that doesn't quite work. I mean, he's coming to the camera in and out again. We all know what the effect that is, that they try to do, but it doesn't. I don't think it works in Wind and the Willows somehow. All credit to them for trying, though. This was actually directed by Francis Foes, and not to give him any discredit, I think, as I've said before, he did some fantastic episodes. Just this isn't one of my favourites. Don't want to be on a downer, though, for Christmas. There are some lovely moments in this, of course, we'll get to those. So we've already got a situation here where the characters, and we believe that it is an earthquake. We've got this poor little shrew worried about Billy Rabbit. You notice how the trees look so bare as well. We've got some holly there actually. So they've certainly got it right, haven't they, with the foliage this time of year. Look at that, Mole's totally got his suit ruined. But it's kind of nice because it's true, isn't it? You could have something nice planned and everything's going well, and then something awful like this can happen and totally ruin those plans, even at Christmas. And look at that, that's a lovely shot. So we have a lovely big Christmas tree at Toad Hall. Badger in his best suit as well. We see these lovely outfits, don't we, in various episodes.
Yes, Toad? Of course I haven't, Toad. I don't live here.
Yes, all right.
So we've got Toad brightening up the screen here.
Of course I've looked in the cloakroom.
And that's
Suppose I'd better have another look in case someone's put it in there while I...
Toad being typical Toad, kind of not letting on that he forgot to look in the cloakroom. Of course, he's making out that he had looked and he can have another look. So there's contrast already. We've got a lovely kind of cosy atmosphere at Toad Hall, just Badger and Toad. And then Ratty and Mole trying to deal with all this peril and they're trying to rescue Billy Rabbit. So,
You ready? Yes, it goes then.
I'll never forget seeing this though. I can't remember exactly which day it was. It was either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day that I saw this episode.
That's it, Ratty. I'm down. I'm gonna dig my way through to Billy. Oh, be careful, Mole. Don't worry.
Look at the sky as well. I mean, it's quite an unusual look for something in the Willows. A bit of purple in the sky there, and it's got kind of almost a creepy atmosphere.
Billy. Heavens, I hope he's all right. That time already? What can have happened to him?
Badger, Badger!
Yes, Toad, what now?
So we've got the usual sort of display of food and drink everywhere, and
Toad, I have not. Nor have I seen your cufflinks, your collar studs, or your white tie.
All right, there's no need to get shirty.
silly joke, Toad makes shirky.
I say, that's jolly.
Notice the makeup he had on them, those cheeks.
You talking about collar studs and white ties. I say, don't get shirty.
Badger's just ignoring him. He's bait.
Have you looked in the... Toad? You all right?
I would be if I could find my...
You look, well, flushed.
I like that. Badger said he looks flushed. It's beautifully directed, this bit, because we've got
Uh,
Toad with his back to Badger, and we totally see all of Toad's expressions there.
Makeup.
to call makeup for my performance.
And we've had that sort of humour many times where Toad mumbles something,
Glare.
and then
What light.
Badger actually hears this time makeup, and then Toad kind of exaggerates what he's talking about, emphasises it.
My goodness, I remember when...
Toad? Are you sure you're not feverish?
Well, I do feel a little bit flushed.
Sit quiet.
Bit odd there where Toad does say, well, I do feel a bit flushed, but he says he wasn't flushed before.
Mole.
Lovely outfit Toad's got there as well.
Mole.
You don't really see often.
Oh, heavens, I hope they're all right. I feel so
Reminds me of episodes like The Storm or The Labyrinth, where you've got a character in trouble.
Hello, Ratty. Mole. Are you all right? Have
Nice
you
choice of
got me?
music here as well.
I'm fine.
This is actually a piece called Rocking Chair, which
Mole, you
is rare. You can't actually buy it, but it's a lovely little instrumental, and
Moley, old man.
it's a calming instrumental where you're out of peril, and it's kind of like a relaxing piece of music that suggests everything is okay or everything's resolved, or alludes to the gentle way of life, you know.
Well, you're a cool
So it's nicely done actually. It's nicely shot, all of this, shot of the ropes and everything, and they've worked out this pulley system. And,
If your clothes don't.
quite dark, but we can totally see what's going on.
My dinner suit.
So Mole's definitely ruined his suit now.
It
Going on
matches
the
young Billy very nicely. Now, come on, before we all get into Mr. Toad's bad books.
I like that line before we get to Toad, Mr. Toad's bad books.
It was terrible.
So that's kind of half the episode out of the way,
Runs right up the wall and
where
across
the
ceiling.
title totally kind of makes sense.
It was an earthquake. Why not?
And they're discussing it. They're discussing, it's not an earthquake. And this is the only point where there's actually reference to the railway. And of course, this is series 4, the penultimate episode of series 4.
I believe
Um,
railway.
so there's Badger mentioning the railway, but they hardly mention it again. And I like it.
Beg your pardon, Toad.
Toad mentioning another India, and that's nice continuity because we all know Badger has
When I was
visited India from previous episodes. In fact, the last episode, of course, you did entertainment. He showed his slides, didn't he?
precisely.
The Taj Mahal and so
I
on.
believe that your earthquake was caused by the men blasting that rocky outcrop near Brewster's Farm. Too far
Brewster's
away
Farm.
for us to
Might be
feel
worth
here.
looking that up. Is it a place that actually exists or existed?
I say, do we have to keep on about the wretched earthquake and the wretched railway?
Toad.
Oh, nothing. Your age is late as it is. 4
So Toad, of course, wants to get on with the show, just like as he does in the New Year episodes, which are coming up next, of course.
Lucky old badger.
Yes, I think he found some of them quite moving. They almost had him in tears.
Most of them almost had me in tears. I believe you, Badger.
Most
I
of them.
believe you.
Look, can't we get on with the entertainment?
So Toad, of course,
It'll take our minds
nicely,
off
we're glad of this, shifts the episode into the focus of entertainment now.
The only thing
And one of the nice sides of Christmas.
well, I'm not sure
And,
there'll be time for Mole's recitation.
Won't be time for moments.
So now Toad's building up to the fact that he's going to be the star of the show. Of course, the others don't know it yet. Of course, they could easily guess it.
So what I suggest is that we don't bother with the other bits and pieces.
Ah, like my boating song
Well,
and Badger's slide lecture.
Now, it's interesting how Ratty says boating song and Badger's slide lecture. We had exactly those things in the Yuletide entertainment, didn't we?
it's just that we have with us
Um,
this evening, fresh from his triumph on the West End.
Whereas Mole was going to
Stadium,
recite a poem,
enormous expense.
or recitation, as you
And
as
at
you call it.
enormous expense.
So there's a nice continuity there, but it's a bit like, oh, is it the same every year then that they do? It's the equivalent of the Yuletide entertainment that they would have done before, but without a big audience. Maybe for budget reasons. It's why we got episodes like this where there's less of a crowd, just your main characters. Nice to have Billy there though. Nice little touch that.
Well, but I'm not very well known round here. Or in London.
You, Toad?
Me, what do you mean?
Well, you said I'm not.
So Toad little slip of the tongue where he said, "I'm not."
Why don't you hop it?
It's an unusual line that was, "Why do you hop it?" to Billy. Nice line. Always made my parents laugh. You notice how Billy's wearing one of Toad's nightgowns, which we have actually seen in other episodes, but it looks so ridiculously big for Billy. And Mole's actually wearing, I just realised, an outfit from Patient Toad that we reviewed recently.
On the other hand,
That pink and blue outfit there. Like a dressing gown, isn't it?
the world has ever seen, or ever will have seen when I have been.
Always taking thought for others, Toad.
Well, it's just the way I am. I shall leave you for a few moments now. If you will take your seats in your
So I do like this episode from kind of this point on, really.
We'll be with you shortly.
Can't wait.
I guess in places it's just a bit slow moving. It's like, oh, we just want to get to this point. So here we are now. The rest of the episode now is focusing on this magic show with Il Misterioso, or of course Mr. Toad. Now, what's striking for me in this episode is the fact that all of this, pretty much this whole magic set, still exists. It's in the archive. It has survived, and it's lovely. You know, it's and of course it's almost Tommy Cooper style, isn't it? Everything goes wrong. But in Toad's case, he doesn't mean for them to go wrong. He, of course, wants it all to go right. Look at that shot there. That would have been done on wires. In that one.
World's greatest conjurer.
Not to say acrobat.
Not to say I say you mind.
Blinks there. I always love that where you have like a realisation in Toad. You have a double, treble blink.
For the next 2 or
2 or 3
3
hours.
I shall
Toad.
continue
Can anyone stand 2 or 3 hours of Toad doing
to
anything?
my ability to defy the laws of nature.
If not the law of gravity.
Now, Ratty, of course, being sarcastic as usual. And I've said before, he was made to be a very sarcastic character by this point, but that was the influence of the actor Peter Sallis on Brian Truman's writing.
One of those magic balls.
Oh yes, I just tripped.
And this, of course, this magic stage and everything that Toad set up, must have cost him a lot of money to get all this. Probably from London, of course, as always. All set up in his study, in the library, rather. Now, this piece of music here, we don't hear often, but it's a piece that I've managed to acquire as well, called, what's it called? Nickelodeon, that's it. The music, if you listen to it, almost suggests like an old-time sort of Odeon or What the Buck the Saw Machine or something like that, you know. But perfectly fits this magic show scene. And that's quite impressive.
I have a perfectly ordinary pack of cards. Oh, no, they're always doing that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfectly ordinary pack of cards, yes.
Now, here we have another perfect
someone inspect them, Toad?
Ooh, that's rubbish.
They do, you know.
Well, I'm not, and that's all there is to it.
So Toad's getting agitated because
No, Ratty, not
the
you.
poor Ratty,
What about
he
young
wants to,
Billy?
he tried volunteering and Toad already,
Thank you
he's thinking
kindly.
ahead. No, not Ratty. Toad stands a better chance of things going right or not being caught out by choosing Billy. He's thinking if I choose a child, I might get away with it. But what he's forgetting is Billy is smart.
Right, Mr. Middle
Love that middle vozo.
Now, take them into the audience and, keeping one for yourself, give the others to anyone you please, except Mr. Rat.
Oh,
I
shame.
love that. To anyone you please, so he's only got Mole and Badger as a
Sorry,
choice.
now aren't you?
I've done that.
I want you to concentrate on the card you hold in your hand. Now think. Think?
Yes, sir. I am thinking.
Yes, yes.
I love that.
Something's
Billy
coming.
looks great with his eyes shut like that. He really does look like he's thinking. And Toad.
Red.
Mumble of the mouth there for the red. I can't roll my R's. Maybe Jason can, beautifully.
I see. I see a
I think
heart.
that's one sign of a great actor. If you can roll your R's, you're going to be fine.
Yes, Mr. Toad.
Now,
That's
concentrate.
Billy called him Mr. Toad there. He's given up with trying to pronounce his name, and Toad's almost given up.
Seven. It's the seven of hearts, am I right?
Oh, yes, Mr. Toad.
My word,
I love this shot here, where Badger looks at his card. He already realises
Ladies
that
and gentlemen, for the second card.
there's another
Will you be so kind as to
seven
look
of
at the card
hearts.
you hold and think about it hard?
yes. Oh, dear.
This time, the card is black.
Now, I don't know about you, maybe I've been stupid here, but I can't quite understand how this has gone
Toad.
wrong for Toad. Surely he realises that they're all seven of hearts. Or he's given the wrong pack out or something.
Mine. Seven of hearts. See?
Oh, trap. Double trap.
I expect they're all seven of hearts. Hey, Toad.
We can see there that they are. There's some more seven of hearts there.
Of our ancient profession. And do stop that silly giggling, all of you.
Did you notice the way he opened one eye there and looked, and then the other eye opened? A really nice touch there with the animation. But yeah, I can't quite work that trick out. Why would he? He must have given out the wrong pack. He must have seen seven of hearts. But how, yeah, I don't know. I can't work it out. I don't think it's been thought through that much. Really. Look how that stage extends, though. You've got like the magic banners either side of the stage. Very nice. And we've got some idea of how these tricks work. And I think some of these tricks would have been researched into actual like, how actual magic sets do work. So,
I shall call two snow white doves to appear from the magic hat.
I noticed we've got a lot of research shots. Sorry, reverse shots. So a lot of those would have been done separately, of course, and then you move the camera and do the shots from the other angle, completely coming round like that. So it would have been a different setup, I would have thought. It might have been on a generic set rather than in the actual library for the facing the stage shots. Might have made things easier to shoot. Not sure though. I quite like the way Toad's cape is kind of well controlled. It's not flipping about. Although a lot of times it does appear a bit solid. You'd like it to sort of flow a little bit more. I think it's got fixed sort of wire in there. Or black wrap is sometimes used for lighting as well, but that's often used in animation. Now look at that. Of course, everything goes incredibly wrong for Toad at the end. I do feel for him. He just wants to put on a good show. But my big qualm with this episode is it's funny, but it's not hilarious, is it? It's not. I'm not laughing as much as Ratty, Mole and Badger and Billy. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a bit of an odd one. We haven't really got a solid Christmas episode apart from last week's one, and this one, apart from the Christmas tree in the first sort of scenes, it doesn't feel that Christmassy. It would have been nice to have had a full-on Christmas episode on Christmas Day. You see how all the friends give gifts and do all sorts of things, have Christmas dinner and so on. But I do like it. There are some nice scenes in that, and particularly that magic show. It's quite well done, really. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts. Not one of my absolute favourites, but it's okay. It's a nice episode. So that's Tunnels and Tremors. So that rounds up. Well, that is the last review of 2019. Would you believe it? Oh no, I'll tell a lie. No, it isn't. No, we have got one more, which would be Auld Lang Syne, the first of the new episodes, and that's the opening one for Series 4. And we are reviewing that next Sunday, which will be the 29th, I think. Is that right? Yes, 29th of January. I can't get all my dates mixed up. 29th of December, just prior to the actual New Year. And then, of course, we will then get to Happy New Year, the episode after that, which will be the first one of the New Year. And those two episodes bookend Series 4. And again, I remember seeing those for the first time on Channel 5 as well. And they broadcast them around New Year, which is different to how they were broadcast originally in the 80s. They were broadcast nowhere near the New Year, but there you go. So let me know any comments and thoughts on Tunnels and Tremors. I will try and get back to them, but it is of course busy time of year. So yes, thanks very much for being so loyal to these reviews, and I shall see you next week for the final episode of 2019, Auld Lang Syne. Happy Christmas and all the best. Hope you have a lovely, merry, festive time, and see you in a week's time. Cheers then.